Behike, hope everyone's well. I'm gonna do this quick live here. Just want to give some updates and also give a little introduction to the this healing series that I'll be doing related to humanity. So first of all, I got some announcements. Tonight I'm gonna do another live. It's gonna be karaoke night at the Taino Fun House. It's too bad I can't have you included to sing, but I know in the future if you all want to come out, just let me know. I'm located, Taino Fun House, located in New York City, next to Inwood Hill Park. So just let me know. But tonight's gonna be karaoke night at the Taino Fun House. I'm looking to do it around maybe 8 o'clock, around 8. We're gonna start that 8:30. Um, so look out for that live tonight. Karaoke night at the Taino Fun House. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world today. Wow. There's still rumors of troops going in Iran. I know a lot of people have been nervous. Been speaking to a lot of people, especially the younger people, about a possible draft. There's been some speculation that before, and the government has been very strict about if you're the only male child, or yeah, well, you can't carry your bloodline. You can't go to war, or if you're the youngest son and other people go to war, but very similar to Saving Private Ryan. There's rumors that might be waived, so because of this Iranian war. So listen, prayers go out that justice may prevail, that no wars continue. Just wanted to add that. And okay, so today I'm going to talk about human beings and healing. I'm going to go back to the healing segment of Taino Fun House since I am the cyber behike. Behike means spiritual ceremonial leader. So many people who've been to my ceremonies, it's always connected to the earth because that's our home base spirituality as Taino, as Indigenous Caribbean. The palm trees, the insect world, the mineral world, water, plants. These are our relatives. But today I want to focus mostly on the human being, the Homo sapien, which at this point, I know a lot of people laugh about this, but we're like the most dangerous animal in the world. And the reason why, animals in the world, they they kill to survive. We kill for profit as human beings. So that's very dangerous, very dangerous. And yes, we hunt and we use animal protein for our diet, but when it comes to killing others based on either politics or whatever, it's a hairy scene. So right now we're looking in 2026, a situation where there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of war, battles, and so on. So I just want to give a little introduction again to Atabe, the sacred mother, and also Yokahu, her son. So this is my depiction of, this is my understanding of God right here. For me, this is God. And it's not the whole answer. I know it is. No one knows fully who is God. But for me, this is a little clue. So somewhere here in the middle, you can't even see it. It's the void. The void. In Taoism, they say the void came before God when there was nothing. But to say there was nothing is to say there was something logically. So, in a native way, God always was, is, forever. It's cyclical. So this is my interpretation of God. This is my interpretation of the universe. Many people can even consider this to be like the black hole concept, where all energy is sucked into the middle. Um, but in my understanding in Taino spirituality, the Atave circle, which is right in the middle here, is the life force. It's the potentiality that becomes life. So somewhere in the middle, this is where we came, this is where we live, and this is where we will go back once our physical bodies are disintegrated. back into the earth. Also, for me, this life force. This is my representation of God. It's my opinion. Everyone has an interpretation, insight of who is God, but it's very, very important as human beings, as social beings, that we have a relationship, not just for other people or the animal, but also this higher force, this life force. Very, very important. It's funny in Star Wars they talk about the life force being, the may the force be with you, and you see the Jedi connecting with the force, moving objects or you know doing different things. See, it's all about relationships. So in your own spirituality, it's very, very important that you start a relationship with this your reality of God or the higher being. So for me, my relationship is the circle, okay? Because the circle is very, very important. It's kind of different from the Christian notion of beginning and end, alpha, the omega. A lot of Christians talk about the end of the world. In a native worldview, the beginning is near. So there's always this circle movement. The beginning is near. Not at the end, that we're at the end, but we're at the beginning. Because that wheel, that, that medicine wheel is always spinning. So we're constantly in flux. We're like that river. Like Bruce Lee said, be like water, my friend. And Taino spirituality, that's it. So let me just draw something for you. I'm going to draw an Atabe circle. And this you can find in the petroglyphs. So this is the Atabe circle, which for me it's the life force. In the middle is that void where all things. It's like the when you plant the seed, you create a hole. The women used to have a goa, a long stick with a point, and they will dig a hole, and there you will plant the seed. So very similar right here. This is the hole where the seed goes, and eventually, if we hold it like this, that seed will grow into a tree. Oh, right here. It could be the canopy, the trunk, and there it is. Very similar to also the boheel, the central pole. So again, the sacredness of the circle. So what I want to do is I'm gonna draw an X. Now this X, it's not the X-Men. Very similar to the X-Men. It's also interchangeable. You can make it into a cross as well. Well, that line is kind of crooked. Sorry about that. But for argument's sake, I'm gonna do an X. But you can do a four-directional cross. Today I'm just gonna do an X because I want to show you. Hold on a second. And I'm going to show you there are five aspects of what makes a human being. Let me share with you the four of them. On top, here in the north, is the physical realm. Here in the south is the spiritual realm. And here in the west, is the mental and the emotional. So no one can argue, really. This is common knowledge that we are physical beings, right? Physical. If I cut, I will bleed. Most extreme, if we don't follow a nice diet or we're under extreme conditions, we could catch diseases, and that will lead to our doom. So physical and a spiritual. We have a spiritual capacity to understand what I just mentioned, like the concept of a higher being, what do you call it, sacred being. So that's the spiritual. We have that. Now, on the west side, we have the mental, is our mental health. We have a brain that processes. We have a brain that makes decisions. We have a brain that makes us feel pleasure, which is the east, which is the emotional. So, mental through our eyes, which is physical. We see all things around us, above us, below us, side of us. And then we create certain judgments, certain behaviors around what we see in the physical realm, which leads to an emotional response. And eventually, we find meaning in life, or I like to say, we live the meaning, which is spirituality. Now, what's the fifth aspect? You're probably thinking the fifth aspect of being a human being is right in the middle, the void. Now, what does that mean? Just like a wheel, you got the spoke, you got the emptiness in the middle. That's the most important part, because without that, the spokes cannot dig in and create the balance of the wheel. So, in psychology, we call it volition, but most of us see it as the will. In religion, they talk about free will and so on. But right here, this is what makes you get up in the morning. Oh, some people call it the spirit or the soul. When you woke up this morning, or when you turned on YouTube, no one did this. No one forced you. You had a conscious decision to do that. When you wake up in the morning, you have a conscious decision to get up. So we have these questions. What motivates us to get out of bed in the morning? That's the will. The will. Okay. And what keeps this wheel in motion, what gives the energy of this wheel, is in fact the life force. That force that binds all of us. It's what makes us pet our companion dog or cat or our birds. It's what makes us play a mayawagan or a rattle. It's what keeps us together. It's what keeps us whole. It's that whole concept of the life force. So, as a healer, I want to share with you that it's very important to have a relationship with yourself first. That What does that mean? You have to take the time and review your life. And I'm not talking about once a week, once a month. I'm talking about every day before you go to sleep. I want you to review everything that happened in the physical world. So if you had a flu today or yesterday, before you went to bed, you're going to suffer some awful symptoms, even COVID. Or maybe you suffer from stage 3 cancer. There's certain things you're experiencing through chemotherapy or whatever kind of therapies. So you're going to check in with yourself. What's going on physically? Maybe you got evicted. Maybe you're in a homeless shelter. Again, this is going to affect your lifestyle, the, the physical realm. Maybe you met someone for the first time, and you organized a date. You got a date this coming Sunday or whatever. Again, physical realm. So I want you to touch base on a daily basis. What's going on physically? Oh, it's been a month. I haven't been to the gym. My body, I'm gaining weight, and so on. Again, the physical realm. It's very important. Very important. Exercise, eating right, all physical realm stuff. Okay. Let me go to the east. I'll go north. North is also represented the direction of like the winter, when it's very, very cold. It's a time of introspection where you gather your your being, and you evaluate it. This is the winter time. Storytelling, where you stay indoors when it's too cold. If you live up in the north, this is it, the physical realm, the northern direction. Now let me go to the mental, the west, the mental. The mental is again depression, anxiety. Maybe you suffer from PTSD, some form of trauma. These are all things that we live with in a daily basis. Maybe you're thinking about seeing a therapist, psychotherapist, psychiatrist. Maybe you need medications and so on. This is all the mental realm. Okay, the mental realm. So it's very, very important to touch base with yourself. If you're getting depressive symptoms, if you're getting suicidal ideation, maybe homicidal, like you want to kill someone because they really driving you crazy. Um, this is all related to our mental health. how we process information, and what's our response to that information. It's the mental realm. Some of us may have maladaptive behavior where we react in a negative way. We might even be destructive in society, in our families. Oh, I just want to mention too about the physical realm. This is related to your apartment, your house, uh, your neighborhood, your city, your country, the world. Okay, it all relates to us. So when I read headlines about the Iranian war, it's happening thousands of miles away. It's affecting me spiritually. It's affecting me physically, mentally, and emotionally. Okay, so physical is very, very important. So back to the mental. Very, very important. If you have some form of mental illness, doesn't mean you're crazy. It just means that your mental health needs some form of direction. It needs help. And this is why mental health providers are there. Very, very important. Emotional. Once again, every day you gotta touch base with yourself. Um, Before you go to sleep, are you happy? Are you sad? Are you angry? And so on. These are emotions that you need to recognize in you every single day. If you let it fester, that could lead to your doom. Because emotions that are not shared will cause physical problems and definitely mental problems. Now, let me talk about spiritual. I've been a psychotherapist since 2000, no, of children from 2009 to 2013, also in the office setting from 2020 to the present. And one thing that I realized in majority of my clients or patients is that spirituality, we can fill this up, we can fill this up. This is why I see people either depression, anxiety, emotional, definitely. But this part right there, the spiritual, a lot of people have a hard time filling this section of the circle. Now, the easy part is, oh yeah, I go to church or I believe in God. Um, I was forced to go to church when I was a kid or whatever, and I still go. A lot of people struggle with describing and sharing their personal spirituality. Because spirituality is kind of different from religion. Because religion, you're sharing your experiences, your spiritual experiences as a whole. What I'm talking about here in spirituality is, behind locked doors. What do you really believe? That you're not scared to share with others. Um, and it's very important to find someone who is a spiritual leader to unpack this, right? Very important. And so yeah, spirituality is kind of, many people mix it with religion. Religion is like a shared experience. When you go to church, you go to a synagogue, you go to even a ceremony, native ceremony. It's a shared experience. But when it comes to spirituality, it's when we bring life to the physical realm, when we bring life to the mental realm, when we bring life to our emotional life. Spirituality kind of, it's a blend of all of this. Okay, it's kind of the sazon, it's the flavor, it's the garlic, it's the pepper, the salt, it's the flavor in our life. So sometimes when we're spiritually absent or spiritually empty, it's almost like eating white rice that has no flavor. We eat it, it fools us, but there's really no taste. And as Caribbean people, I know you know this, very, very important. Food, when you eat, when you consume food, it has to taste good. I don't know what culture in the world doesn't have their own seasoning flavor that's unique to them. It's very important. So spirituality, I want to say right now, is the sazon, is the flavor in your life. Okay, so if your life is not that spiritual, connected somehow or centered, then you might need to take some inventory in the physical realm, mental realm, emotional realm. Take some inventory and try to create a seasoning that perks your life up, that makes you stronger. It gives you more motivation and so on. I know a lot of Taino out there. I know a lot of Native Americans that they're rooted in say Muslim religion, Catholic, Christian. Uh, I know many who are converted to Judaism, uh, and so on. These are more your traditional religions, and you could it enriches you. And I'm not here to condemn that, but I'm just saying whatever it is, you have to keep in mind the concept of the circle, that it's all connected. Okay, so the way you act. Hold on a second. YouTube told me to do something. Oh, it just disappeared. Wow. Okay. Now, the thing that's important when all these four aspects of who you are as a human being is in full set, in full motion, this is when the will, I consider the will like the battery source. The will is 100%. So when you charge your cell phone, you get upset when it's down to 5% and you can't find your charger. You get all upset. Well, this is the will, man. You need this circle motion. This is my theory now. This circular motion, it gives you uh that recharge. It charges your life force. And the day that you stop working this circle, okay, at all aspects, is probably the day where people are going to mourn your loss. It's probably the day that you're going to die, and people will start planning your funeral or your burial, or if you left any final wishes, your family or friends are going to try to honor that. So for many of us, it comes in the form of disease. Many of us even comes in the form of it could be mental health issues. Many people who become so desperate enough that they feel like they're alone, they can't solve their problems, no one can help them. This is a lot of the people. The last thing they can control in their life is taking their life, and this is what we call suicide. Very, very sad. So it's important to note that you play a huge, let me repeat this again. You play a role in recharging your life force. You did not choose to come into this world. Your mom, your dad, they procreated physically. And before physically, there was a mental and an emotional attachment between your parents, right? And then, boom, spiritually, they created, physically and spiritually, they created a human being, um, or they procreated. So we share this man. I can't explain this further, but it's hard to explain it. But animals, mammals, humans, insects, we share this procreation. We have this potential to create, and we also have the potential to destroy. So this is what keeps the circle going. Keeps the circle going. Very important. And for those who are not heterosexual and they don't have procreation, they don't want to procreate. There's also adoptions where we adopt children, we adopt teenagers, we even adopt adult. There's a native tradition where we adopt adults. Who may want to connect with my family and so on. We adopt them into our way, into our spiritual ways, our physical ways, and so on. So man, it's just endless how we're creators, not just creating children, but creating relationships. And this is the concept of the circle. So it's very important to keep this circle going. You share with this life force, this creator, this supreme being, the ultimate reality. For us, this concept of life, we can't explain it fully how it came to be. It's here, it's with us. We have the potential, right? As male and female, when we come together, that's when perfection is created and a child is created. If if you're not if you don't want to create in that way, then you create in another way. adoption, and so on. I keep repeating this. I'm repeating myself like a circle, but it's very, very important. Okay? Again, here's some duct tape. What makes the duct tape effective and useful is the middle. Okay? It puts the duct tape in place. It doesn't collapse because there's a strong cardboard in the middle. But this part right here is what makes this effective. Because I'm able to take the tape out and I'm able to use it. The void. Um, I have an iron deficiency, so recently I'm anemic, so my doctor gave me these pills. So what makes the important part about this right here definitely is the consumption of the pill, but I need a container so that I get this pill bottle, right? Traditional pill bottle. But what's important about this pill bottle is the void inside, the emptiness. This is what makes this important, where I can take my pills every day. Okay? So, oh, I just want to show you another example. When I go to the park, I'm always looking for owls and looking for hawks. Here at Inwood Hill Park, so I have this nice telescope. Not a telescope. What is this called? I forgot. Not telescope. Oh my God, it just went blank. See, sometimes when our mental health is overload, we have to rest. Um, or we have to prepare in the physical realm. Oh man, I'm just looking right now. I have a little compass here. I'm facing northwest. So binoculars, like a binocular, there it is. Even though this is one binocular. So what do you call, well, binoculars by two lenses. This is only one lens. If anyone knows what this is called, please put in the comment section. So, but oh, the reason why I said that in the middle, the void is the lens. This is what helps us see. Very, very important. Again, the concept of the circle. Scissors. Monocular. Awesome. Good job. Thank you, Ecuador. 0007. Monocular. Thank you. See, I didn't do my research. That was kind of spontaneous. I do have binoculars, but this is awesome. I got it the other day for $5. Thank you. So even though this is not a circle, it's kind of oval right here. Just like the Earth is not really a complete circle. It's kind of oval. What makes this important is that I can put my fingers through so I can use it. Again, the concept of the void, the emptiness. Very, very important. Very important. So, guys, I just want to leave that with you. If you have any future comments, you can come back and write, see how it went. But it's important before you go to sleep tonight, touch base. And in the future show, I'm going to talk about the sacred tree. And this was in 1980s. Some Native Americans got together, and it was a reflection on Native American spirituality. And they all got together, and they tried to share their common spirituality. And they came up with the circle or the medicine wheel. And as Taino, we have this as well. The concept of the Atabe circle. You see it in all Taino art. Petroglyphs, they got the sacred circle. So this whole medicine wheel concept is not unique to any one culture. We all share it. So I'll be talking about this book, The Sacred Tree. In the Taino way, we got the Ceiba tree, which is a strong rooted tree. It's huge. It grows for many years, hundreds and hundreds of years. So you got the sacred tree. I'll be talking about this. There's some great stuff here. It breaks every direction down. And this book came out, I believe it's 1989, and we need it now more than ever, since we're not really. Oh, 1984. Sorry about that. It's an old. And this is a nice, beautiful depiction of the tree here, the sacred tree, the circle. Again, there's the roots, the trunk. So really, if you put a line in it right under the roots, it's another circle, complete circle. Northern, southern. This is a native. Oh, let me see. All right. Salute. Yes, salute. Thank you, Ecuador. 3337. Awesome. Thank you so much. So I just want to leave it here right now. Uh, very important. I'm going to start. If you have you want to order this, you can go to a lot of websites that sell old books and stuff, out of print books. I believe this is out of print. So, man, this is nice art too. There we go, man. The concept of the circle, you know. Last one example. Oh, I was gonna bring my Baja hat today. This is my Baba. This is the Hibaro. Actually, there's the circle concept. There you go. The weaving technique, right? The weaving technique starts in the circle. Starts in the center point, and you weave out. He made these beautiful designs. See, there it is. The concept of the circle, right there in full motion. And this is kind of cool because a lot of people think this is a Spanish invention that came to the Caribbean. The laborers, the Naboria, Taino will wear this under the hot sun. So this is, we have headdresses, but this is the old school um, head gear that we Taino we Taino will wear every day because we're working the crops, we're working the yucca and so on. We got to protect from that hot sun. And there you go, right there. There's that concept of the weave right there in the middle, smack in the middle, start in the middle, right there. So it's all around us. Thank you all for tuning in. Tonight around 8:30, 9 o'clock, we're gonna do karaoke night at the Taino Fun House. We have to have fun. That's the emotional realm. We have to have fun. Guys, I hope you have fun today. If you're having a difficult time, try to flip it. Make that difficult time a fun time. Okay? God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in, and let's stop all the wars. No more wars. Thank you. I can't stop the live feed. No more wars.